Welcome back to Grand Tactician, the Civil War. This is our CSA campaign, episode 18. We are in version 1.0628. So another update dropped yesterday. I've looked at the change log, and there's not too much different by the look of things. It's just like a few little tweaks here and there. So hopefully it won't have too much of a negative impact on the campaign anyway. And hopefully it'll be a positive impact all in all. So let's keep our fingers crossed for that and get straight back into this campaign. Alright then, so here we are back on the campaign screen. I don't think, in all honesty, I don't think much has changed with this latest update. But anyway, if it has, it has. I feel like this campaign is kind of drawn to a close here. We've got the Union absolutely on its back legs, basically. Scuttling away, even though, I mean, they do outnumber substantially. They're coming up for 400,000 in the field. We've got 312,000. But, you know, we'll see how this goes. We've just done him in northern Missouri. We've captured St. Louis. However, there are still substantial Union forces up here in this northern area of Missouri, which we will have to clear out or ignore, depending on what they do, of course. I'm still loaded with a cold. I keep getting colds. It's really annoying us, but that's why if I sound a bit funny, then apologies for that. Ooh, this looks a little different. I'm sure this is now a longer tab, so you can see more of it. Actually, I think maybe all of these are. Yeah, I think the tab has been extended, so it's a little bit longer. So as we go through, if I spot anything new, I'll kind of point it out. But, I mean, obviously, you know, the video will be chaptered, so if you just want to watch the campaign bit, then skip to it. But I may mention the new bits and pieces as I'm going through it, so, you know, that's just the way it's going to be. If you're new here, please hit subscribe. This is, like I say, this is now, we're well into the series, so if you've missed the start of it, go onto my channel. You know how YouTube works. Go onto my channel, find the playlist, find where you're up to, find where you want to start watching from or where you're up to, you know, whichever way you want to do it, and catch up with what you've missed. We've got this projects flashing thing here. Let's see what we've got available. Yeah, we had them at the end of the last episode. So we're going to leave that. I would like British artillery. That would be a pretty decent one to unlock, I think, because we could do with some better guns. But anyway, we're a little short on equipment. We're a little short on supply in certain areas, and but our main problem is like equipment. We haven't got enough proper rifles to hand out. Lots of our troops look at muskets, mixed muskets. You know, not great anyway. Supply is definitely improving compared to what it was. All these areas used to be really light red, but now they're getting a much darker red. So obviously things are getting better on that front. In fact, all the areas where we have troop concentrations are pretty well supplied. Supply in Missouri should really improve now that we've captured Cairo and St. Louis. So, you know, we've got the river open all the way up to St. Louis now, and that should help with the supply situation, like I say. Workforce. So we've got a nice little new area of workforce opened here, and actually this is a nice little belt along this river as well of workforce, so that's potential where we can build some more stuff. But like, I don't want to do too much in that kind of sense. I mean, it's only August 1862, but like I say, I feel like the war is almost coming to a close here. It feels like it is. We've got lots of invasions going. They've got nothing going on. They did kick us out of Indiana. They booted us out of Evansville, but on the whole, we are on the front foot, I would say. I certainly get that impression anyway. Alright, so this is a new little symbol as well. Look, the extra fire on there. I guess is it because it's blockaded or just been taken over? Let's see if it gives us any hints as to what it is. Recently occupied. Yeah, okay, so that's a bit more noticeable than it used to be. So you can clearly see that they are like occupied areas that are not at full capacity. Van Dorn is rampaging his way through Illinois, and we're going to keep pushing him up. We're going to see if we can cause some damage here, and we're going to just keep pushing, basically. But Van Dorn does need some more equipment. But anyway, so I've waffled enough. We're going to press play here. A quick little overview while I just press play on the slow mode. Let's have a quick look at the front lines just while this is starting to tick over. As always, we're defensive in Virginia. I was planning on an invasion into Maryland, but I think it's probably a waste of time. He's got a lot of troops there, and it won't actually achieve much because we won't be able to hold it. Kentucky is pretty secure. I mean, he has got a large force here at Evansville, but it's fairly secure anyway. Tennessee is secure. Well, I mean, for now. Unless the AI does something drastic, which, I mean, he might do. I hope he does. It'd be nice if he does. Arkansas, secure. We do have this little fort here, which has been bugging us for a couple of episodes. So if we can, I'm going to send somebody down there to sort that out for us. Not sure if we've got any forces available to do that. Not really. Didn't I have I had a Florida Corps, something around here somewhere. I'm going to get this front line thing off. Actually, what I will do is I'm going to get rid of this depot. We don't need this depot. It's cost us money. Let's abandon it. Yes, abandon. Because depots have changed in the previous update, so they supply more troops. So this second size depot now supplies up to 95,000 men. Alright, so something else I've just spotted here. This is a little red line with it. Oh, so towns can now show blockaded as well. Nice. So this little indicator, maybe that'll change colour if it's blockaded. That's really pretty cool, actually. So there are definitely some updates coming into this game, and they're still working on it, which is great. This is Army of Tennessee. We've just sent packing, but as we can see, somebody's building a supply depot up here. We can spot one. It's a small army up here. Let's have a look. Army of Missouri. June the 4th, so it's a couple of months old, this report. 7,000 men. We've left the Arkansas district under pillow back here, kind of on the defensive, guarding this border territory, but there's only 5,500 of those guys, and as with all of these forces, there's not really much in the way of weaponry available, so they've still got mixed muskets. Some of these guys are armed reasonably well, but still, even these guys still got muskets, and they've done a lot of fighting. Reboard muskets, you know, this Augustin rifle muskets, they're pretty poor. There's not much available. I do have some on order, but they're going to be a while. So from a campaign sense, I'm hoping that there's no battles in this episode. I would like to have the opportunity to build up our economy slightly. We've got Cheatham up here with this Missouri district. Oh, we've got the Army of Michigan on the march here. Let's just slow this down. We've chased those guys out of here with Van Dorn's force. And it looks like they're coming towards St. Louis. And that's not something we're going to tolerate. We have troops here. We've got lots of troops here. Well, a fair number of troops here. So maybe we will end up having to fight a battle here. I might auto-resolve this battle because this is... I mean, they've only got 14,000 men. But what I will do is I'm going to save it just before I do that. Because if this absolutely rips me off with casualties numbers, then I'll come back and we'll load it in and I'll fight it. Because, I mean, that's bollocks. I'm surely you can say that. That would be bollocks. But anyway, so let's move our guys this way. Smith is showing somebody defamed, maybe? Or somebody just not happy with their commander. Let's have a look. I think it might be because we put we put Barton in charge of this brigade, which used to be Wheeler's brigade. Wheeler was a mega famous commander. And we bumped him up to the division command. And Barton isn't close to that, whereas this division, this brigade's got like 5 stars. He's only got 2. So it gives you that little debuff, but I mean, it's negligible. So I think that's fine. Yeah, so if you see like this brigade, for example, has 1 star. Barksdale has 1 as well. So that's fine. Just having a quick look at these leaders. Lepida, he's done pretty well actually in the last few battles. He's improved a little. He's looking reasonably solid. I mean, if it's got 2 stars in something, I'm fairly happy with that for a brigade commander. I mean, it's something to grow from. Initiatives, I'm not bothered. Stewart looking pretty decent as well. Little looking good. Brian, not too bad. Wooford. Not amazing, but he is only commanding a battery of guns. I'm sure he can manage to fire those for us. Lucius Pollock, yeah, alright. Parsons, getting better. Clark. Alright, so most of these guys are okay. This was Cheatham's corps. Price's corps is the largest. That's the Western Army. Yeah, so we've got nothing available. A couple of hundred of each of these weapons. We can't even produce most of them either. We've got a whole bunch of howitzers, but I mean, you know, what am I going to do with them? A few Springfield rifle muskets, 500 left. 5 James rifles. Couple of 10-pounder Parrott rifles. We've got Fayetteville rifle muskets on order. We've got Richmond rifle muskets on order. Mississippi's on order. They're going to be 5 days, actually. They're not too long. Lawrence rifle. So, I mean, we will be able to upgrade our troops with those. The 45th Army with 15,000 men. Aha, so this is now shown as blockaded, and we're raiding the place. So I'm just going to keep these guys here. We're going to just keep burning the place down. It's going to hit his national morale. I was supporting the region, but I'm not bothered about that. Like, surely he can't just walk into there. He's just going down the river. What the hell? Pursuit. 2 casualties. So is he pulling out? Looks like it. But is he going to pull out and just kind of walk around here? That's... Yeah, I bet that's what's going to happen. Oh, we captured some lead mines there. Let's see what happens there. I really don't know. The AI does some strange things sometimes. Yep. Just out for a stroll there. Sioux uprising, okay. So he's damaging the buildings, burning things down. So this Army of Michigan is just, it's here. So they're going to cause us some problems because the AI is able to kind of teleport around the place. He doesn't need supply the same way as we need supplies. I don't think anyway. I think it's one of those kind of ways. Ooh, so we've come into contact with this army. So this is it's actually a fairly even fight in terms of numbers. Van Dorn's guys, more infantry, a couple more guns, but he has us on cavalry. So this could actually be an interesting little fight. I know I said I hadn't hoped for not a fight, but a little fight like this might be alright. Especially up here in Illinois. I've never kind of fought around here. So Major General McCook from Kansas against Major General Van Dorn, who's raiding his way through here. I don't know what difference it makes if we're raiding on the battlefield. I'm not sure. I should have maybe read the tooltip, but I didn't. So let's go and play this battle. Let's see what comes of it. It's quite a small engagement, but these smaller ones can be fun. The Battle of Vandalia, Illinois, August 18th, 1862. I don't think I fought a real battle in Illinois. I know we just fought the last one at Cairo, but that's... I don't know, I feel like that's not really Illinois. Like, it's not really in the heartlands anyway. It's right on the cusp, right on the border. Let's see how this goes. Very even numbers. So this is the same map as we fought at Cairo. We're at this section though, and we've got to attack this time. Let's see where the objective is. Oh, there's 2 objectives. Copperton and Nichols Stone Wall. Nice. So let's remember that we are evenly matched in numbers here. So we've got to be a bit careful. Let's come out of this HQ view. I genuinely wouldn't mind if we lost a battle. We haven't lost a battle for a long, long time. I mean, not that I want to lose a battle, but you know, I want to see something from the AI. I want to see some action from him. I want to see what he can do. So a quick run through the troops then. We've got Mosby with 7,800 infantry. We've got Rains with 5,000 infantry. We've got Barnard B with 1,600 cav and 5 parrots. Cool. We've got Thomas R. Cobb with his artillery pieces, 32 of them. Let's have a quick look what artillery we have available. 12-pound Napoleons and 12-pound Iron Napoleons, okay? But we do have these 5 rifles as well, which will come in handy. So, the objective is this stone wall here and this place. So if I was him, I would obviously form a defensive line along this stone wall. It means you don't have to even build anything. I would set up some defenses just behind this creek and maybe a little bit here refusing this flank. But let's see what he does. And what are we going to do? That's the question. What are we going to do? Do we split our troops? Do we send Rains with 5,000 men looping around this way along this road and hopefully take them in the flank? Or do we keep our troops together? It's one of those things. Do you divide your men or not? I think we will. I think that's a good idea. We're going to send Rains marching past Price's place here over this river, and we're going to come up this way and see if we can see them. And see, it's hard to make the plan when you can't see the enemy. Either way, let's get our guys into marching columns and let's get ready to move. The problem we've got here as well is that this is fairly rough terrain for the artillery. So in an ideal world, I would send the artillery this way with the main force. Actually, maybe we will do that, but it means the main force would have to cross this. I don't know. Whichever decision I make is likely to be the wrong one. So let's just go for it. Screw it. Oh, I never put these guys in the march columns. Let's do that now. Oh, I didn't press play. Oh, well, that's all right then. And it's actually starting at 17:10, so we should be able to get into position and then probably redeploy. Probably. I mean, not definitely. Probably. I'm going to send Rains over. We're going to go slow because we don't want to come across issues if we can help it. Now, we're going to have to cross this creek. I mean, that's pretty much inevitable. But actually, if we've got time, we could rearrange him and get him over there. Over the crossing. Maybe that'll disrupt them less. I don't know. It looks like they will get the orders. But the cavalry, I'm going to actually send them up and around. We're going to bring them up onto this flank here and hopefully give some fire with those parrots. I know there's only 5 of them, but, you know, that's okay. So Rains is on the move. Let's see what Earl Van Dorn can do here. I've always quite liked Earl Van Dorn in a strange sort of way because he's got an interesting name. He's one when I was younger and I was first reading about the Civil War, his name kind of stuck out and I always had a little soft spot for him, even though he wasn't the best at what he did. And obviously he had an interesting life and death. Maybe not what you would expect. A bit of a ladies' man. I'm just sending Van Dorn over the river here. I think it was following the cav. Plains rifles for these guys. Augustin rifle muskets. Augustins for them. Plains rifles. Springfield muskets. I mean, they're not the worst armed. Obviously, Springfield muskets aren't amazing, but at least nobody's got mixed muskets. The artillery situation, well, I would like to have had a battery of Jameses, but, you know, I mean, we'll just have to make do with the 32 Napoleons that we have, the smoothbore guns. They're okay. They do a good job at medium range and short range. They're not so good at long range, but I think they'll be all right on the whole. So Rains is getting himself in position. The cav is moving up, and we're going to bring them around and plonk them right up on this hill, hopefully, and pepper them with those guns, if we can. If they're even there. I don't know where they'll be. There's been some slightly odd deployments from the AI at times. Unexpected deployments. Sometimes good. Not always good, but sometimes good. But like I said, we'll not be in a hurry here. We'll get in position. I'm not in any rush at all. And we'll take our time. But I will speed this up to ×5. I was rudely interrupted by a delivery, so I had to pause the game. Let's get back to it. Yeah, that's right. There we are. We're moving around still. I'm going to speed this up. It's almost 6 p.m. 1800 hours. So Van Dorn's raid is being interrupted by this army at Vandalia, Illinois. We haven't spotted the Union yet. There's no telltale signs of movement, so he's sitting solid wherever he is. He's sitting. Those guns are moving around. Let's bring them up on this hill. Little hill. Might be stretching it. It looks like it doesn't look too bad, actually. It looked a bit worse on the map further out. I was going to say mountain. But it looks alright, actually. Right, so we haven't spotted him. Let's get Rains' men into battle line. Let's deploy them further on. In battle line, if you please. I'm going to bring Cobb's men around there. Whoops, a daisy. Oh, I just noticed that, actually. So you can do timed orders. That's actually pretty cool. Move at time. Oh, you know, I've never even really looked at that. I've never. A move at signal. But we'll await your signal to execute the order. I did not know you could do this. So I've got 250 hours in this game or something, and I still find new stuff, like obvious stuff. How on earth did I never see this before? But anyway, there it is. I'm sure people are sitting there thinking, how does he not know that? Well, I didn't know it. Where is the Union? Where are they? Okay, so I'm going to detach those guns. If you've watched my other videos, you'll know that I usually detach the guns from the artillery, just from the cavalry. Sorry, I keep saying artillery as well instead of cavalry. Oh, so there they are. So I set up a little defensive line here, like I said I would do as well. I would have brought it a bit further forward, but that's not bad. But it's going to give us some cover behind this wall. I would not have let us have the cover behind the wall. Okay, Mosby, let's get in line. Cobb. I'm going to place Cobb's guys over here, and I'm going to unlimber them. He's got men in the woods. A little parapet line. It's a fair defensive position, I guess, but I would have set up further forward, and I would have used this wall. I would have defended it. Because as it stands, he's going to lose the wall. We've got riflemen to put in there as well. Well, with crappy rifles. I mean, the plains rifle's okay. Fair range. Okay, I'm going to switch this to long range. Which is, again, if you've watched previous videos, I usually do this. Augustins and plains. What's the range on those plains again? 400 yards. And the Augustins have 350, I believe. Yeah. Poor accuracy. The plains rifles have good accuracy. Very good accuracy. Excellent. Right. Okay. So the guns are here. Let's see. It doesn't. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get a shot off here though. Because in this game, for some reason, sometimes trees are an obstacle to artillery. I mean, fair enough. A wood would be, but a couple of trees, I don't think so. Let's get on this wall. Ah, we're like an inch away from being able to hit those guns, but that's all right. Right, so our artillery up here is not going to be able to get a shot at all, so I'm going to bring them down. I think we're taking a little artillery fire here. Alright, so we're going to capture the stone wall, okay? We're going to put our men on this stone wall, and we're going to attack with Mosby's guys from this flank. There's no way we're going headlong into these defenses. That would be stupid. Let's get Van Dorn up here. Let's move Mosby out that way. I doubt our artillery fire will have much effect with those guys in the parapets. Right, so we've taken the stone wall there. Getting in position. Obviously, we're nowhere near in range, and that's fine. I didn't think we would be. Just going to bunk those guys along a little. Going to set them to counter battery fire. Rifles are pretty good at that. I'm not sure if they'll get a shot on, but, you know, we'll try. We've lost a handful of men here, which obviously... why are they not on the wall? I don't understand why they haven't gotten cover behind the wall. And these guys also haven't. Just get on the wall. It's not difficult. Well, those guys are now. It's almost 9 PM, so the day is going to end. He's got a little movement going. He stayed pretty much where he was, and that's fine. Nichols is disordered now because I've moved him. That's alright. It means we can get Mosby's division in place. I'm going to leave this Maurice cavalry here to just help guard these guns. And let's play. Yeah, so nothing's really changed. I think he might come forward. Why are they not behind the wall? I don't understand what their malfunction is here. It's not a difficult task I'm asking them to perform here. So is he coming forward? Surely he's not. I'm going to give these guys a few minutes just to let their cohesion build itself back up. They're fragmented at the moment. Same with Weizsäcker's brigade. Just sending these forward. I'm going to give it a little shot into this artillery. I mean, I don't think we'll actually hit anything, but we shall see. So he's moving his men to face our flanking forces. Disrupted. So these guys are almost ready for their press. And when they are, we'll press from both sides. Stafford's skirmishers will be driven back, but I mean, that's okay. They're just causing a bit of havoc here, a few casualties, keeping the gunfire away from our main infantry. And that's all fine. He's got substantial numbers of cavalry in the back here. I don't know why these guys are idle. Just get firing. Is it because I've got wrong counter battery? Fire at will. Okay. Alright, so these men are ready now. We're going to press in. And we're firing into these guys as well out in the open. However, we're not getting the flanking bonus. Let's press this attack. I'm going to move these guns up right onto this wall and see if we can blast them to Kingdom Come. So that 2nd Brigade's taking some casualties now. These skirmishers are still absorbing the fire from the guns, which I actually think the guns are blocked by this infantry brigade in front of it. Mosby's guys will be moving in just as soon as they get the order. Which should be soon, since Van Dorn is just close to them. Not sure what they're doing. Why are these guys not reacting to being fired at from 2 different areas? Well, I don't know. Battle. It's a decent name for a colonel. Colonel Battle. Get your men in there. And casualties starting to mount on their side. They're doing nothing. Just standing around. I think maybe the 2-pronged attack has got him fuddled because he's doing nothing, standing there dying. Come on, AI. I want you to do better. Oh, he's finally moving. Hey. Oh, here he comes. I thought he was actually going to charge our guys there, but it never happened. Never materialized. So this Napoleon is now going to blast into these guys, hopefully. Yeah, it's our skirmishers away. Oh well, so he has done something there. And he's pressing it. Come on, press. Yeah, come on, I believe in you. Causing quite a lot of casualties, actually. We should be able to blast these guys with canister, I would think. I'm going to move our cab over this way just in case this infantry gets driven back, because they are fighting quite a lot of men there. Rain's wounded the division commander. Damn it. I thought I spotted him right at the front here and I was wondering what the heck he was doing. Oh. Enemies retreating. Alright. So he finally sprung into action and actually did pretty damn well, but it was too little too late from him. Yeah. He suffered casualties. Stafford suffered quite a lot. He hasn't really had many men broke. I'm surprised he's already pulled out. Whoa, what happened now? What happened there? What the hell? Maury disintegrated. Maury whipped. Like, what on earth? So our men have just surrendered, I guess, but these guys are fine just to hang out here behind our lines. Oh, this game, honestly, it drives me nuts. It is infuriating sometimes, it really is. So where's he going? Right, so I don't know. Our guys, our cavalry just disintegrated. We lost all of them pretty much. Never mind. He lost 5,500 men. And it was another major victory right up there in Illinois. And this could well be the final nail in the Union's coffin. Or certainly one of them. Rains has become famous and is an inspiration to his men. He's wounded though, so you'll have to wait till he comes back to bathe in that adoration. I hope that Maury, the cavalry commander, is gone because he... Colonel Wraith loses face, must be one of their guys. Yeah. So, 1,943 casualties, 1,432 of those missing, the rest wounded. Captured 2,900 rifles. They lost 702 killed, 44 captured. So let's have a quick look at Van Dorn. He's still here. Wounded. Defamed. He's a disgrace. I'm replacing him. He's defamed as well. He's defamed as well. These are all previous cavalry commanders. Pretty poor performance from these guys. But what happened there, I don't know. We really haven't got many people available. Richard Taylor. He'll do. Obviously, he held reasonably high command in real... Oh, but actually, that's 124 men. Really? Ah, well, we can give them Sharps carbines. We may as well. Let's have a quick look at the weapons, because we did capture a few thousand there. I bet they were all crap. Yeah, 500 Springfields. If even that. Maybe we even had that already. Some Springfield muskets. So at least we can give them out to someone. But yeah, so this was poor. It would have been fine if we hadn't lost that Cav brigade for some reason. But now Van Dorn's down to only having 100 cavalry available, which is obviously not the best. Send envoys? No. Nah, we'll leave them. Okay, well, let's speed this up a little bit. Sioux Uprising, we already had this. So his army's down here somewhere. So let me just slow this down a moment. I'm going to send Price down here to see if we can flush him out. I'm going to keep the Reserve Corps up here at St. Louis, because he's nearly finished building this, and I know what the AI is like. Once that's finished building, he's going to start moving on anything he can get his hands on, basically. Right, so what I'm going to do here as well, I'm going to take him off raiding. Put him on scouting. Let's move him towards St. Louis for some supplies. Oh, so the Army of Michigan is pulled back up here. And that is actually a little bit of an issue because Smith only has 12,000 men. Our Mississippi rifles have arrived. Excellent. I'm going to give some of those out. Let's find Van Dorn's corps. Give out some weapons to these guys. Actually, no, these were armed okay. Which corps was it that was badly armed? Oh, yeah, it was Zonikov, if I remember right. Not that bad, actually. Well, mixed muskets there. Let's get rid of them. Give out some Mississippis to those guys. Donaldson, I think they were fairly poorly armed. Not too bad, but not great. More Mississippis, and that's it for them. But we do now have some reboards available. We ordered some, and now we have some because we've swapped them out. And we've got almost 5,000 Springfield muskets, so at least we should be able to get rid of the vast majority of mixed muskets in our armies. We've got Stevenson's brigade available. I'm going to transfer them into Van Dorn's corps, even though they're from the Army of Tennessee. But that's okay. Alright, so they should arrive soon-ish. 5 days. Since, realistically, that unit is no use to anybody. Alright, so the Army of Michigan is pulling up into northern... so conscription introduced. Remember, I have put conscription in here because it extends all contracts to 3 years, which is obviously good. We've got more volunteers available. And we're not really going to use conscription. If we have a look here, I've got the set of volunteers. You can set the drafts and volunteers, or just volunteers. We've got all of our set of just volunteers. Or at least a vast majority. I'm just going to have a quick run through them. All our armies certainly are. I'm pretty sure the garrisons are as well. And I've lowered the... Like if you look at this here, I've lowered the priority for some of the garrisons as well. So armies should take priority for recruitment, for recruits. Let's have a look how many extra recruits we actually have available then. Substantial. So we've got 40,000. And we also get access to almost 300,000 draftees. Now remember, I don't want to use those guys. They hit national morale, and we don't need that. Not yet, anyway. I mean, if it comes to it, we will obviously draft troops, but I don't think we need that just yet. So Van Dorn, actually, I don't want him moving there after all. Let's pull him back towards Pinckneyville. Pinckneyville? Cool. Yeah, pull back to there, mate. Since we've got this area pretty much under control, I think, with Price and his Western Army moving back up. So in terms of policy, what do we want to do? I don't really want to do any of them, if I'm perfectly honest. I guess we could do the Regulus Act, but 6 small regular units with good training and experience are added to your armies. We don't really need it, but we might as well do one, I suppose. Mexican intervention we could go for, but again, I don't really want to, if I'm honest. Yeah, okay. Let's run time a little bit. I'm not going to fight another battle in this episode, I don't think, but let's get some men in position and see where we're at. No connected depots. I mean, he's quite close to St. Louis. I think he should probably be able to take some supply from there, but apparently not. Oh. Alright, so this is what we were thinking here. So his supply depot is finished, and immediately he's beelining down here with 25,000 men. Cheatham has only got 15,000. The Reserve Corps, I don't think it's going to get there in time to offer any help. Someone else is building the depot here, so yeah. We've got to watch what we're doing, basically. Maybe Van Dorn is going to operate in this area. Somebody has to. I'm going to have to move somebody there. Because the amount of troops that the Union has in Missouri is pretty crazy. I don't see how the hospital has flipped sides again. I suppose it's on that side of the river. But still, we're still here. I'm going to switch him to defensive mode. I also don't see how this is flipped to the Union, but, you know. That's life. Let's have a quick look at Cheatham's force. Yeah, so they're quite well armed. But I'm going to actually rearrange these guys slightly. Not with him. Micah Jenkins, he'll do. I'm bumping him right up, but still. I just want somebody to command an artillery division for Cheatham. I just prefer that like that. It keeps it easier to organise your men. So Cheatham's guys are pretty well... Huh? They're pretty well organised. They're pretty... I mean, they're pretty good troops, actually, these guys. Are quite well... They've fought a couple of battles. Quite a lot of battles, actually. I'm going to recruit a few troops into Pillow's unit because... simply because of the place where they are. So there'll be more of a force to be reckoned with in defence. 1,500 men from Missouri. They're going to be 15 days. Probably too late to really get in there before anything happens. Let's see. I was going to say some Louisiana troops maybe, but there's none really available. Could do... Yeah, let's do a small cav unit. Yeah, we've got nothing else to give them. Alright. So that'll bring Pillow up to almost like 8,500 men, which is more like what we need to see here. I'm worried about the Missouri district here. 14,500 men, 19 guns. 25,000 men with 60 guns. If the Reserve Corps can get there in time, I feel like that's a fight we can fight. I mean, we'll fight it either way, I think, but it'll be a difficult one, especially if we are not on the offensive here. But we'll wait and see how this goes. But yeah, Van Dorn. I think I'm gonna have to. I was thinking about moving Van Dorn back here, back into this region, but he's gonna have to move down here. We're gonna send him to Rolla. I know he's getting orders to go all over the place at the minute. Alright, so let's just see. Tennessee Pioneers are here. I'm going to move those guys to Rolla as well. I'm going to build some telegraph lines with them. We also have a fort down here with 3,000 men. And so, I mean, it's not, like I say, it's not the be-all and end-all down here, but still, we've got to watch what's going on. Plus, I don't know how many men are here. Could this be the Army of Michigan? It could well be. Or there's another... armies all over the place here. I've lost count of the armies in Missouri. Yeah, so the reserve corps nowhere near. 12,500 infantry, 11,400 cav, 60 guns. 11,000 infantry, 2,000 cavalry. 19 guns. Now, Harney, we've kicked his ass so many times now. He must be defamed to the max. We have absolutely kicked him all over the place. So anyway, we'll fight this battle, but in the next episode, I think. Yeah. So we're very much outnumbered. It's going to be a difficult fight. Very difficult, especially with the mobility that the cav offers. Hopefully we'll be on the defensive, but we will fight this in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you thought of it, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra for now.